Welcome back everybody to another Hero Double R video, and today we are not actually on a bike. Well, I am rolling footage of me on my track day because right now it has just been awful weather, but I wanted to make a video for you guys today, and so I figured why not voice over some of my riding videos and answer some more questions because you guys have been writing in and I want to answer some more of these. So I'm going to try to do one a day if I can, as long as they keep coming in. So anyway, let's get started. This email I'm going to answer is by a subscriber. I'm going to blank out his email address for obvious reasons, but his name is Mike. And he says, "Hey Hero, quick question. I've been riding for 1 year now on my Ninja 400 and I want to upgrade to something bigger. I was thinking of a middleweight bike, but I don't really want a 600 Super Sport. Was thinking more of an RS660, R7, or Daytona 660. I plan on buying new and money isn't really an object because I plan on keeping the bike for the next 5+ years. I love your videos. Keep doing your thing. Thanks, Mike." Alright, Mike, so looking at those three options. Now, you already said you don't want a Super Sport, a 600 Super Sport. I kind of wished you wrote why. Anyway, let's get back to your question. So looking at the 660 class, you do have, as you mentioned before, the Yamaha R7, the Triumph Daytona 660, and the Aprilia RS660. I think you should also consider the Suzuki GSX 8R, but I assume you left that out because you don't like the looks of it, which I totally understand, but look it up. It's a pretty good bike, and it's relatively comparative to the bikes that you mentioned that you're interested in. Anyway, though, sticking with the three bikes that you mentioned, I would say first that one of these bikes are not like the others, and the elephant in the room is the Triumph Daytona 660, mainly because it has the triple cylinder engine, whereas the other two bikes have parallel twin engines. However, despite the fact that the Daytona has a triple cylinder engine, the bike here that makes the most power is the Aprilia RS660. It's very surprising because the engine sizes are identical, but the Daytona actually has an extra cylinder, so in theory it should be the strongest. So credit to Aprilia on that one for somehow having more power than a triple using a parallel twin with the exact same engine. That's actually pretty impressive. And it doesn't stop there. The RS660 doesn't just have a power advantage, but it also has a weight advantage. The RS660 is the lightest of all three of these bikes at 403 pounds, whereas the Daytona comes in at the heaviest at 433 pounds. Yeah, a 30-pound increase, which is nothing to shrug off at all. And I'm also kind of surprised the R7 is 414 pounds. I figured Yamaha would have the weight advantage, but I guess it doesn't. As mentioned before, the RS660 makes the most power at 100 horsepower, and the Daytona is just behind it at 95 horsepower, and then there's the R7 all the way down there in the basement with 75 horsepower. That's 75% the amount of power the RS660 makes. So we have the Yamaha, which makes the least amount of power, and we have the Daytona, which has the most amount of weight. And then there's the RS660 with the best of both worlds. However, that doesn't come cheap, as the RS660 is the most expensive bike here, with the MSRP of $11,500 versus the R7 and Daytona coming in at $9,200. So is the extra $2,300 for the Aprilia worth it? In my opinion, I would say yes. My favorite bike here is unsurprisingly the Aprilia. I like this bike the most. I think it looks the best, it clearly has the best power to weight ratio, and it also has the nicest looking dashboard with its full color TFT display. Also, real quick, let's just look at Daytona's instrument cluster. It looks like something out of the mid-2000s. I don't know what they're doing with this, but in my opinion, it just looks awful. Yamaha also has a nice panel on their R7, but the RS660 has so much more adjustability and customization options. All three of these bikes do have fuel gauges, but only one has an IMU system for cornering ABS, and that's the Aprilia. The RS660 has overall better technology, and have you looked at these massive 320mm Brembo brakes? The RS660 is the best bike here in my opinion. Now, you mentioned money is not an issue for you, so I would just go with the Aprilia. It's the best bike here, hands down. Yes, there may be some reliability concerns, but if it were me, I would still just go for it. I've heard Aprilias have been better lately. Of course, I'd probably say the under-stressed R7 will likely last the longest, but the RS660 is going to be more fun. Anyway, that's my answer. Do your own research and everything, of course. Make sure that the reliability concerns aren't there. I haven't really Googled around too much for this. But if it were me and everything checked out okay with the reliability, I would pay the extra and get the best one, the Aprilia RS660, especially if you're going to use this bike for the next 5 years, maybe longer. Get the best bike, that way you're not left wondering. Anyway, thanks for emailing me, Mike, and I hope you make the right choice for you. And thank you all for watching. I hope this helped some of you out, and if it did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Anyway, take care, guys.